It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look on the gigantic Sharp Interactive board, you're going to see some kids playing football. I will tell you this, at that football game, there is no pro football player taking notes. In other words, there's not a pro football player out there saying, did you see what number 17 did? Holy crap, I got to do that on Sunday. We could beat Dallas. There is no college players watching that game saying, did you see what happened in the third quarter? Man, we got to do that play on Saturday. If we do that play, we're going to wipe out Arkansas. It ain't happening, folks. Because those that are playing a professional game, they hone their skills with professional coaches. They don't go to the coaches that coach Little League. And unfortunately, those friends of mine that sell supply and service print equipment still haven't figured this out. They're still not questioning these coaches that have been coaching our industry for 20 years, telling them the same damn shit, but none of it's working. I recently saw an advert that said that the office equipment group was perfectly positioned to be in IT. Every time I hear somebody say that, I'm thinking to myself, you're perfectly positioned to get thrown out of our industry. You know, I started thinking about this. Instead of worrying about me coming to meetings, why don't they worry about people that have been telling those dealer friends of mine the same damn crap over and over and over again for 2 decades and it hasn't helped them move the needle or change the game? Maybe they shouldn't be allowed to come anymore, regardless of how much they pay you to come. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to learn how to play pro if we allow ourselves to be taught by people that teach Little Leaguers. And I'm not saying that to be derogatory to the coaches. The coaches make a great living teaching lifestyle IT services company. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's no copier dealers out there that want to build a lifestyle IT services company. Are there? I mean, think of the place that a lot of these dealers are starting out. We got copier dealers, 5, 10, 15, 20, $25 million. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the IT services companies out there are sub $5 million in revenue. Your starting point is so much better than they are. It's not that you're a better person than they are. It's just that you have a different type of business than they have. They have a lifestyle business, you have an enterprise business, and you're trying to grow that business that makes sense. And when I see senior leaders in the industry or leaders that are running these gigantic roll-ups talking about selling $1,000 service contracts and disvaluing fee-based assessments, it scares the living hell out of me. And you know, the coaches and the consultants, they're not going to tell these people, no, you better do it this way. Because if they want to do it that way, they don't really care if they go bankrupt or don't make any money, as long as they get paid until they go bankrupt, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just absurd. You know, a while back I put out a post, and I was talking about how, you know, private equity's waking up in a nightmare. You know, they were dreaming with some of these mega dealers about IT, and now they're waking up and it's just a big nightmare. And my friend Milton Bartley actually put this in the comments. Let me read this. I can't speak for the entire IT industry, but our client base, typically professional businesses with between 100 and 250 people, averages 1.32 service tickets per month. Can you imagine a copier client with 150 employees that had 198 service calls in a month, every month? Your service business would collapse on itself. Well, that is the reality of an IT services company's service desk. You can't just run an IT services desk because you know how to service a fleet of print equipment efficiently. Having great processes and training for your team is critical, but knowing how to price it correctly and achieve scale with your reoccurring revenue is even more important. And you will never achieve scale with hundreds or even thousands of small service contracts. You will never achieve scale with hundreds or even thousands of small service contracts. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling you all for a while now, the greatest thing about the Document Imaging Channel, those friends of mine that sell supply and service print equipment, is that you have pretty good salespeople. The worst thing about the Document Imaging Channel is that they got really great salespeople. And they'll go out there and they'll sell IT the wrong way, but they'll sell it. And if you got leaders that don't understand it and allow the salespeople to sell it, sooner or later, guess what you're going to have? A big old mess. A big old mess. And we see some messes out there. So when you hear people talk about how you're perfectly positioned to go into the IT services game, why don't you go back and think about that field of small kids playing football? And you could say that the player that's the center on the team is perfectly positioned to be a center on a football team but you're sure as hell not going to put him as a center at a professional football game, because if you do, he's going to get crushed, annihilated. Ladies and gentlemen, our industry can go out and sell a whole bunch of $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000 monthly service recurring revenue IT contracts. There's no doubt about it. The problem is they're going to sell too many of them. The problem is they're going to go out of business doing it. IT services needs to be an upstream deliverable. If you want to be a professional IT services company, you better understand that and understand it quick. And in order for you to move upstream, you have to have the ability to sell assessments. Your deliverable has to lead with a fee-based assessment. That's where it starts. It doesn't start anywhere else. You don't go in there and sell them this little thing or solve this problem for them. You do a damn assessment. And you validate that customer that even qualifies to be your customer. But they pay you. They pay you for that assessment. And through that process of the assessment, you might determine that this is not a right fit. But you're going to deliver them a really good assessment, and it's theirs. They bought it. You might even help them go do business with another IT services company that's more suitable for them. Because when you move upstream, not only are you a professional IT services player, but all your customers are professional IT services customers. And there's a difference, ladies and gentlemen. There's a whole lot of customers out there that I call little league customers. In other words, they don't really give a crap. You know, they don't really measure success the way the professional customers do. Everything will kind of be okay. Just slap it. You can fake it till you make it, all that crap. That doesn't work if you want to build a professional business. Faking it till you'll make it is stupid. The people that say that are nuts. And those of you that think you could start out in the little leagues and then work your way up, you're crazy. Because you're going to start out in the little leagues and you're going to waste a whole lot of time. You're going to spend a whole lot of money. Start out being a professional. Because when you start out being a professional, everything will be so much better. Because look at the professionals that are out there doing it. I think about my friend Milton Bartley down there in Nashville, Tennessee, and I've had him on the show many times. I think about Frank Kuko at Impact Networking. Ladies and gentlemen, this can be done. You just have to have the willpower to do it. You have to be willing to make the investments. But please, when people tell you that you're perfectly positioned to be an IT services company because you sell office equipment, throw that person out of your office. Because they're nuts. And everybody watching me, they know this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.